Hi, this is Bill Prater, and welcome to Supercharging Business Success. Our mission is to provide you with timely, provocative, and actionable resources that inspire, promote, and accelerate your quest for business excellence. Today's episode is how to generate $10 million for your business through thought leadership in just 7 minutes with Josh Steimle. Josh is an author, speaker, entrepreneur, and the creator of the seven systems of influence. That's a framework that's used by parents, educators, and business and community leaders to build influence and increase impact. Josh is the founder of MWI, which is a digital marketing agency, has offices in Hong Kong, Singapore, China, the UK, and the US, and he's also the founder of Influencer Inc., which is a publishing, training, and events company that provides personal branding and thought leadership services to CEOs and other executives. He's written over 300 articles for publication in magazines and so forth like Fortune, Time, Forbes, Mashable, Crunch Tech, and Entrepreneur. He's the author of Chief Marketing Officers at Work, which was recognized in Success Magazine as one of the best 5 business books in 2016. Entrepreneur magazine put Josh in their 50 inspirational entrepreneurs to watch in 2017. Forbes recognized him as one of the 25 marketing influencers to watch in 2017. He was ranked number 7 on Richtopia's list of the 100 most influential CMOs, and data from social media research firm Leadtail ranked Josh number 11 on their list of people most mentioned and retweeted by CMOs. Josh consults with leaders in government on topics related to entrepreneurship and startups, and has held various board positions and otherwise worked with not-for-profit entities related to adoption, education, entrepreneurship, economics, and government policy. Josh, it's great to have you with us for a short period of time.
Thanks so much, Bill. Man, when I hear that intro, I'm like, is that me? That sounds like somebody else.
That's you, absolutely, for sure. Totally verifiable. It's a great thing to be able to say about somebody, Josh. Thank you. So if you're ready, I'm going to start the timer and ask you 7 questions in 7 minutes.
All right,
Josh,
let's go.
With all that list of organizations you've been involved with, who's your ideal client?
My ideal client is an entrepreneur between 35 and 45 years old with a business doing at least 1 million US and personal income of at least 250K. And it's an entrepreneur who wants to write a book. And this is key because they think it will help grow their business.
So what is the problem that group of people you just mentioned share? What's the problem that you solve, Josh?
Well, it's really that they've got this book inside them and they haven't been able to get it published. But even more than that, it's that they need to build an attention and thought leadership system around that book, which they can then leverage to grow their business. That's how I grew my business, was through thought leadership. And so that's what I'm helping people do, entrepreneurs do. But the book is really the heart of it.
So Josh, when you think about emotions or symptoms or feelings, what exists inside these people of yours, your clients, that they would know, oh yeah, I got that problem, I should talk to Josh?
Well, a lot of it is frustration because they know they've got this idea for a book, it's inside, maybe they've even started writing it, but they just can't seem to get it published and out there. And people keep telling them, oh, you should write a book. And they say, oh, I know. And they know it would be great for their personal brand. They know it would be good for their business, but they get busy and they just don't get it done.
Yeah, I know that a lot of people just sit there and inertia is holding them there. But when they try to move, what are the common mistakes that people make when they're trying to get this book written?
Well, the biggest one is what you mentioned. It's that inertia. They just don't get started. The second biggest problem is they get started, but then they never finish. The third biggest problem is they start, they finish, maybe they even market the book and sell a few copies, but they wrote the wrong book. And
Mhm.
that's one of the problems we help them solve, is we help them write the right book for building their business.
Oh, excellent. So, uh, what is one valuable free action that you could tell our listeners that would get them off of that inertia and start moving?
One of the things that causes writer's block and gets people hung up on the book is they don't take the idea further than just, hey, I want to write a book. And the biggest question to ask at the beginning is why? Why are you writing this book? Is this for lead generation? Is this to build a legacy? Is this because you have a certain message you want to get out there? And often people just have this hazy, vague idea of, hey, I want to write a book. I want to get a book out there and I've got some ideas floating around, but if you sit down and you really go into that and you say, wait, why am I writing this book? What do I want to see? How am I going to measure success? Once you figure that out, it makes it a lot easier for the content to flow out of you.
That's fantastic. So, Josh, I know you've thought about something that you could give away to our listeners, a valuable free resource. So, what is it, and how do they find it on your website?
So I just created, just a few weeks ago, I just created this free course. It's an email course. So you sign up, you get some emails, and it's all about the steps to get started as a thought leader. So it's more than writing a book. It's also about social media and other things. And it's really foundational. It's going through your vision and who you are, your unique blend of experiences, and how to find your ideal audience, and then how to start creating content. But it's a free email course. It's on my website. If you go to joshsteimle.com, you'll see it all over the place there. And it's all brand new stuff. So it's the latest and greatest that I've got to give.
That sounds fantastic. Fantastic. So, Josh, I know you're a man of many, many attributes. And I asked you 6 questions. I haven't asked you the seventh, but I'm going to. And that is, what question, Josh, should I have asked you? What's the question? And then give us the answer to the question that you were hoping I would ask.
Sure. Well, the other question people ask a lot when they think about writing a book is, how do I know what to write? And the easiest way to answer that question is write about what you know. Everybody out there who's an executive or an entrepreneur, they've got stories from their business experience, and there are lessons learned in there. And that's what you know. That's what you should be writing. Now, the way that you structure that, the way that you put that into the book, there are a lot of other questions there, but it's based on those stories and those experiences. That's where you're going to find the meat of what you have to share with your audience. You might pull a formula out of that or some method that's worked well for you, but it's really the stories that are going to draw people in and help them remember what you're teaching them.
So now people have stories sort of floating around loosely in their mind, Josh, I would imagine. So uh, it's good to hear you say that's the way I should go. But how does one sort of begin to, if you will, break free of that inertia and start moving down the road? Is it do you think about things like get your smartphone out and start talking to it, or give us a little illustration of what you've seen that works for most people that are, if you will, the most stuck?
Well, what everybody needs is they need a thing that is the focus of that book. And that might be a series of steps or a formula or a key idea, but there's some sort of success path or something that is your key finding that you're sharing with your audience. And so for me, for example, with the 7 systems of influence, I had this amazing experience where I was running a business and then I was able to start writing for Forbes and other publications, and it generated $10 million from my business. And I got to hang out with Richard Branson. All these amazing things happened to me as I started writing these articles. That got me interested in influence and personal branding and thought leadership. That's where the 7 systems framework came from. And it was analyzing my experiences and telling my stories to people that I realized, hey, there are some patterns here. There are these systems, and that became my thing. And everybody's got something like that where they can look back at their business experience and say, I've learned certain lessons along the way related to marketing or leadership or execution or HR, whatever it is that is your zone of genius. Everybody's got something they can look at and figure out some sort of series of steps or a formula or something, but that becomes your thing, and then that becomes your book. If you want to write a viral book, something that becomes a bestseller and everybody loves it, first start with a viral idea, and that can be very simple.
No, that's fantastic. Josh, you gave us some fantastic things to think about. So thanks for joining us. So everybody, in closing, let's focus on this single fact, and that is that businesses do not become extraordinary in a single instant. Instead, they get there as a result of the owner learning and applying a proven set of a combination, if you will, of the right mindset, adopting and leveraging a system of management, and third, developing a high performance team. Josh, once again, thank you very much.
Thank you, Bill.